going on, Salami Squad? It is your boys from the Meat Pack bringing you another in the Rink episode. We got Mike Richman, Jimmy G in the cut. What is good, my guy? How are you living today?
I'm blinded with rage from the Sixers loss, but it's hockey season, so you got to move on and get focused.
Exactly. Philly is already out of the NHL. They didn't even make the playoffs, so we are just enjoying some hockey here. We have finally made it. We are down to the conference finals. We are down to the final 4 teams, people, all attempting to reach that greatness, trying to touch that Stanley Cup. Who's going to get it? We don't know. But let's just go ahead and start breaking it down here. So we got 2 series left, obviously. First, we're going to talk about we got the New York Islanders going against the defending champs, Tampa Bay Lightning. Series right now, as of 6/17, is tied 1-1. Game 1, we saw a 2-1 Islanders win on the road. And then Game 2, we saw a 4-2 Lightning win at home, getting that W back before having to travel on these next games here. So my take on this series, bro, I'm just sticking with the Lightning. It really feels like they're getting hot at the right time. Defending champs kind of got that aura about them. But this Islanders team obviously is a good team. I mean, for them to sneak that Game 1 on the road in Tampa, that's huge. That's huge.
No, yeah, it's absolutely a massive victory for them. That is an incredible feat. You gotta take Game 1 if you're an underdog
on the road.
Yeah, if you're going into the opposing house, you gotta take that Game 1. You guys send a message.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like you said, the Lightning, I think, obviously have a little bit more talent, and they've been there, done that, defending champs. Like they're running back, they're doing the damn thing. But the Islanders are a tough team. They're resilient, and they know how to come back from a big deficit. But yeah, that first game, that was a statement by the Islanders. I think that they wanted to go into that house and prove that they belong there again.
Yeah.
If you remember, this is actually the rematch from the Eastern Conference Finals last year. It was the same teams. It was the Lightning versus the Islanders after the Islanders smoked the Flyers in 7 games. But yeah, it was a really interesting first game. I think that the Islanders are very obviously defensive minded. I keep talking about how good their defense is and how well they're coached. And I think that these teams haven't played together since this series, but they have those remembrance from like the last year they played. I think they're familiar with each other. They know what the other team wants to do. Obviously, there's some new faces. And players lost with the Islanders forward core changed up a bit with Anders Lee leaving due to an injury and adding the 2 Devils players. But yeah, I think that they came out swinging and they stunned the Lightning at home, and you got to do that. You got to hit them on the road. Obviously, you got to get that statement win. But then the second game comes around, Lightning are like, "Come on, we've done this before. I think we know the outcome." I think that the Islanders are still a really good team. I think that this series, I don't want to say it's going to go to 7. I mean, it might. I think, again, home field advantage is so crucial, and now the Islanders can just win at home and play their game, and they can pull it out. But if I were to choose, I'm riding with the Lightning again in this one.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. So next game we actually got tonight, 8 p.m., like you said, in New York, next 2 games, see if we get a little momentum change there. I don't know. I'm just sticking with the Lightning. So go ahead and leave it at that. Move on to our second series, last 2 teams. Got the Vegas Golden Knights facing off at them Cold Boys, the Montreal Canadiens. And this is another juicy series, man. We're sitting here tied at 1-1 right now. Game 1, we saw 1-4 Knights win at home. Huge. I mean, that's kind of what we were expecting. And then Game 2, Canadiens flipped the script. 3-2 dub on the road. Kind of shocked me and the rest of the world, honestly, I think, in that W in Game 2. But like we were saying this whole season, bro, this Vegas Knights team is going to get shots on goal. They're going to just try to blow the lights off you on the scoreboard.
Yep.
And that's what they did in Game 1 and just weren't able to secure it in Game 2. So I think there's going to be a juicy series. I see this going at least 6 or 7 here. I don't know what you think, Jim.
I don't think it's going to go 6 or 7. After that first game, I saw a resilient Canadiens team. And the way they play, it's got to be so frustrating. Just because they don't. If you look at the stats, the Golden Knights have outshot them. They hit them more. They hit the Canadiens more. They had more time on attack. It's the Canadiens are just so resourceful, and they're very opportunistic. I'll use that word to describe the Canadiens. They're very opportunistic, as in they'll have a defensive push or like they'll steal a puck in their defensive end. get a breakout pass, and a guy goes in like Suzuki or Jeff Petrie, and they'll go in there and they'll score one-on-one.
Yeah.
And it's like it's tough to play. I don't know if you play like FIFA or NHL where you can do everything right. You can dominate the other player. You can beat them in every aspect of the game, but you make one mistake and the entire thing goes to shit.
Yep.
And that's what's happening. The Golden Knights are playing frankly beautiful hockey. Their passes are crisp. They're fast on defense. They're back checking really well. Their star players are shining with Alex Tuck and Marc Desault and William Karlsson. They're all playing at the top of their games. Not to mention Mark Stone, one of the best two-way forwards in the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of the series, a lot of it does rest on Carey Price, their goaltender. And I've been talking about him. I think he's the best goaltender of our generation. He's going to steal a couple. So this last game last night on 6/16. I caught the end of it because I was watching that fucking terrible Sixers game. But watching the second and third period, it was more of the same. The Golden Knights would get into the offensive zone. They would do what they want. They'd pepper the goalie with shots. They would put pressure and put the Canadians in uncomfortable situations. But then they would get one bad pass or one miscue, and the Canadians would go the other way and score. I think a key to this series, though, is the defenseman for the Golden Knights. Pietrangelo, he was a free agent pickup this year, signed the biggest free agent contract for defenseman like ever, I believe.
Sick.
And he's a monster. I mean, he is well worth the money. Everyone thought that he was overpaid.
Yeah.
He's not. I would say he's at the peak of his career. I say he's at the top of the mountain. He's just going down a little bit. He's like where Shea Weber was a few years ago. Shea Weber is the leading defenseman on the Canadians. Both are very similar in their style of play. Both have humongous big bodies, incredible vision on the ice. Their passing is incredible. But the biggest difference that separates those two defensemen is their shot. I remember in the All-Star games for years, they always have like the hardest shot, like what player can slap it the hardest. Shea Weber won that shit like 5 years straight. He has a cannon for a shot. And the thing is with Pietrangelo is he's right up there next to him. He's a little bit younger, a little bit faster. But the defensemen in these games are really making a difference for the Golden Knights. They went off faceoffs, and the two goals they scored, they had set plays with the faceoff, so they knew what they wanted. If they won the puck, they knew what they wanted to do. They get to their defenseman, take a shot on net, get bodies in front, screen the goalie, get it, block his eyes, and it works. That's happened in game one and happened in game two. So I think that if the Canadians really want to steal this series, I don't see them changing much of their game, honestly, because honestly they're a bit outmatched.
Not waiting for mistakes, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Not only waiting for mistakes, but they're out. I think they're a little outmatched in talent and outmatched in experience. Now, I always say I think the Hurricanes are going to be the next big thing.
Yeah.
Make room for the Canadians, man. They are a nasty team. Once those young kids like Suzuki and Petrie get going and Brendan Gallagher get going, it is going to be lights out for that North Division. The Canadians are going to be the absolute best Canadian team. Yeah. I think we're going to see that next year because they keep bouncing back. They keep showing how resilient they are. Again, opportunistic. They're playing smart hockey. They wait for their chances, wait for the mistake, and pounce. And that's a championship caliber team. If you can get a team who's coming in, who you go into their barn, right, and they're playing what they want to play. They want to put shots on net. They want to choke you defensively. But you see what they're doing and you wait for the opportunities. That's incredible. And if you look on paper, this team is outmatched, like both physically and with skill. But they're doing the damn thing. I mean, to win a game on the road against the President's Cup runner-up by 1 point to the Avalanche, it's incredible and good for them. I mean, I don't have anything against the Canadians. I think that they're again a young team, but once they get rolling, they're going to be damn near impossible to stop. And especially if Carey Price can stay at the top of his game.
Oh yeah.
I keep talking about how he's getting older, but he's only 32 or 33.
He's got some years.
Yeah, and so most the backup goalies in this league are in their 37s and 38s. So he has time. So they have time to make a cup run.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, they have to make some moves on defense, and they have to probably get a good backup goaltender because I don't even know who their backup is. But as long as Carey Price stays healthy, they're going to win some games. And their offense is potent. Whenever they have opportunities, they take them. And I keep talking back about opportunities and how they pounce when they make a mistake. So I think the Golden Knights still take this series. I'm not going to say they're gonna win it in 6. I'm going to 5 or 6. I think the Canadians probably win one at home, but the Golden Knights close out the series in 6. So that's my prediction. Golden Knights going to the Stanley Cup Finals against your Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, I'm riding right there with you, bro. And it is an exciting time for some hockey. Final 4 teams. Yeah. They're supposed to be good. It's supposed to be competitive, and that's exactly what we're getting. So we'll see. I think we're going to see some big Game 6s, some Game 7s from possibly both of these series here. So we'll just kind of see how that unfolds. Third game of the Knights versus Canadians is tomorrow night, 8 p.m. And we got some hockey on tonight, brother. So we'll keep you updated. Check the Twitter, peep what's going on. But for that is all we got for you, boys and girls. We're the Meat Pack. We're the fuck out of here, boys.
Peace.
Perfect.